Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another Sport This Week video. And in today's video, we have basketball, tennis, football, F1, boxing, and UFC news. If you are new around here though and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, starting off this week, we are going to start off with the football news. So, it was the last games of the season, a bit later on, but starting off, Watford signed Rochdale's Kwadwo Bah, who is just one of the first signings that any Premier League clubs made, and I just thought I'd say it. Bournemouth won 1-0 versus Brentford. Cantona, Keane, Lampard, Bergkamp, Gerrard and Beckham have all been added to the Premier League Hall of Fame. Walcott has reached an agreement to sign for Southampton on a permanent deal. Roy Hodgson will leave Crystal Palace at the end of the season. Man United drew 1-1 versus Fulham. Leeds won 2-0 versus Southampton. Brighton won 3-2 versus Man City. Chelsea won 2-1 versus Wait, who did they win 2-1 versus? Was it Man City? I think it was. I think there was two Man City games next to each other. I don't know if I'm right there. Khedira will retire at the end of the season. Aston Villa won 2-1 versus Spurs. Everton won 1-0 versus Spurs. I don't know why the games are going right next to each other. Newcastle won 1-0 versus Sheffield. Arsenal won 3-1 versus Crystal Palace. Juventus won 2-1 versus Atalanta to win the Coppa Italia for a record 14th time. PSG won 2-0 versus Monaco to win the Coupe de France. Liverpool won 3-0 versus Burnley. West Ham won 3-1 versus West Brom. Sam Allardyce is leaving West Brom at the end of the season. Diaz has been crowned FWA's Footballer of the Year for the 2020-21 season. Wes Morgan is retiring at the end of the season. Nuno will leave Wolves at the end of the season. A lot of things happening, a lot of people leaving at the end of the season. Brentford won 3-1 versus Bournemouth, and they go through to the playoff final 3-2 on aggregate. Swansea won 1-0 versus Barnsley. Bayern Munich won 5-2 versus Augsburg, with Lewandowski breaking the Bundesliga record for most goals in one season, getting 41. So congratulations to him. I could have said that a lot of times this episode so far. Dortmund won 3-1 versus Leverkusen. Swansea drew 1-1 versus Barnsley and goes through 2-1 on aggregate to the playoff final to face Brentford. Atletico Madrid won 2 versus Valladolid to win the La Liga title. Congratulations to them. Real Madrid won 2-1 versus Valencia. Barcelona won 1-0 versus Eibar. Inter won 5-1 versus Udinese. Arsenal won 2-1 versus Brighton. Villa won 2-1 versus Chelsea. Newcastle won 2-0 versus Fulham. Leeds won 3-1 versus West Brom. Spurs won 4-2 versus Leicester. Liverpool won 2-0 versus Crystal Palace. Man City won 5-0 versus Everton. Sheffield won 1-0 versus Burnley. West Ham won 3-0 versus Southampton. Man U won 2-1 versus Wolves. And then Kane won the Premier League Golden Boot. Edison won the Premier League Golden Glove. Milan won 2-0 versus Roma. PSG won 2-0 versus Bretois, and Lille won 2-1 versus Angers, meaning that Lille win on 1 point the Ligue 1 title. So congratulations to them. But yeah, that is all the football news now. A lot of football news. But I mean, it is the end of the season, so there probably won't be too much more for the coming episodes until the Euro starts. But there'll still be a few more because next week is the Champions League, Europa League and playoff final. Moving on though, we will go to the F1 next. So, Norris assigned a new McLaren contract, keeping him till maybe after 2022. It was the Monaco Grand Prix. Leclerc was on pole. Second was Verstappen, and third was Bottas, with Hamilton starting 7th. But due to car problems before the race even started, Leclerc did not start the race, unfortunately. But actually, in the race, Bottas crashed out of the race. He didn't crash out of the race. Bottas was out of the race due to a pit stop error where they literally couldn't get the bolt off of the wheel of Bottas's car, so he literally just couldn't race. Verstappen won though. Perez came second, and Norris came third, with Hamilton still just finishing 7th. So not a great race for him. He struggled to overtake at all. Well, he didn't overtake at all, really. But yeah, that is all the F1 news now. Moving on, we'll go to the basketball news, where we are going to do this quickly. Philadelphia won 128-117 versus Orlando. Miami won 120-107 versus Detroit. Lakers won 110-98 versus New Orleans. Clippers lost 117-112 versus Oklahoma. Chicago won 118-112 versus Milwaukee. Boston won 118-100 versus Washington. Lakers won 103-100 versus Golden State. Miami lost 199-107 versus Milwaukee. Clippers lost 113-103 versus Dallas. Boston lost 104-93 versus Brooklyn. Philadelphia won 125-118 versus Washington, and Lakers lost the Lakers lost 99-90 versus Phoenix. But that is all the basketball news now. Moving on, we will go to the tennis news. So it was the Emilia Romagna Open with the women, where Williams won 2-0 versus Pigallo, and then she lost 2-0 versus Sinikova. And it was also the Geneva Open for men, where Federer lost 2-1 versus Adujar. And yeah, that was actually the only person who represented it that we actually talk about. But the finals of each tournament, Gauff won 2-0 versus Wang to win the Emilia Romagna Open. And Rudd won 2-0 versus Shapovalov to win the Geneva Open. But that is all the tennis news. Moving on to the boxing news. And if Fury Joshua is in doubt, as the court has ordered that Wilder must fight versus Fury before the fight can happen between Fury and Joshua, and Fury has agreed to sign to that fight, so that fight will probably happen. I don't know if it'll happen before or after, or if the Anthony Joshua fight might even happen anymore, because Joshua might have to fight Usyk, but it seems a bit of a mess, really. A fight that will happen is Pacquiao will fight Spence on August 21st. That's a big fight that I'm looking forward to. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything for any titles, I don't believe, but I mean, Manny Pacquiao is a legend of the boxing scene, and to see him still fighting at, I believe, 41 is a big thing. And an actual fight that did happen, Josh Taylor won on the unanimous decision versus Jose Ramirez to become the undisputed champ at 140 pounds. So congratulations to him. And that is all the boxing news now. And there's only a little bit of UFC news, and that was that Font won on unanimous decision versus Garbrandt. But yeah, that is all for this week's video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you are new around here though and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you did indeed like the video. And thanks for watching.